Hey up guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Today we could potentially mark our return officially to the Football League with a win over Solihull Moors, clinching us the Vanarama title. Or, of course, we could mess this up and then try and win it later on. But let's try and get it first time, eh? But yes, of course, the main event is just starting straight off with it. No reason to faff around because there's nothing to update you from since last time because it's immediately the game after. A week's happened in between, no news whatsoever. We are 16 points clear. So a win here takes us the title. A draw here gets us the title if Dagenham and Redbridge don't win either. They're not even playing, which is the problem. They don't catch up that game for a little while. So technically, if we don't win, then our title winning doesn't get guaranteed at any point until the next match, which of course we will play if we need it. I'm not sure what comes about if we guarantee the title now in terms of news and things for the next season, so we may end up discussing that rather than doing a second game. Apologies to fans of Barrow if that does occur, just the way it comes out. So regardless of what happens here, last part of this particular season will maybe see us feature the last game of the season, maybe not. Maybe just go in depth talking about how things are going to go on, how the non-league part of this journey has gone so far, and what the preparations are for the next seasons in the actual league structure, should we somehow not blow a 16-point lead. That being said, let's get into it. Of course, sorry, I've just remembered, this is going up on the 23rd. This will be the last episode before Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone! Let's go back and get a present to myself. Everyone is... Romano is on a yellow, one yellow away from suspension. Let's hoping that doesn't matter. I do kind of feel sorry for Thor right now because he's on international duty, so therefore misses this. His return date is technically today. If he gets an early enough flight, he might get back in time for the ceremony if he needs it, if there is one. I don't know if they do technically ceremonies if it's away from home. They just prepare that, just in case. We'll find out, I guess. But the team is as you would expect, of course, with Thor absent from the bench is the only real kicker. And of course, Lopez not up front either because of the injury still. Good solid 9 days to 3 weeks away. That was... I hate it when they mix and match the days and weeks things on that because it always throws me off when I read it. Boys, Romano, Boom in the defence line, Smith in goal. As ever, pretty much. Block, Nacelle and Williams in the middle, Walker and Stanley on the wings, and McFarlane on top, of course, right on the bench. With Ferguson, Bennett and Griffiths just maxing that final spaces out. 2.5 stars. Hopefully he'll do it alright. I'm so glad we've done sort of the heavy lifting of this season already before Lopez got injured. 27 goals. We generally would be nowhere near without him. And they've gone for a very bold 4-4-2. Of course, having to beat the team with the other Media Dream 11 central midfielder is problematic. Actually, I think he's lost his spot to one of the Morecambe players. I still think he's... Because only he was here last year. Very surprised he's not been taken by a League 2 team at the very least. Passionately, a win here will secure us the title. I expect nothing less. Considering the form, considering how poor we were in December and sort of January for the most part, February and March have gone quite well, apart from Filed. I'm also keeping an eye on the bottom end of that table as well, because I'm kind of intrigued how that's going to pan out. It's still reasonably tight, that bottom end, in terms of who's going to drop out. And, 4 minutes into the game, that's happened. It's a free kick, he's offside. Good. Good to know that basically all Troyeries are too fast for their own good. I've just noticed Havant and Waterlooville are playing Hartlepool, which is a very important game at the bottom table. Not that that's what we're really here for, but it interests me, and that's happened again. He's missed, thankfully, so good news. Daniel Williams' tagline was not overdoing another goal again. Their key player's taken a knock. Well, he's gone off now. There was pre-match interview questions about him being their best player or something, so he's off now, which is good news for us, and this is the dullest title potential winning game you'll ever see. Bigirimana has a corner for them. This highlight started with the corner, so it does worry me. Bigirimana blocks, headed that back out. Still gone back to Bigirimana for the third time. Smith gathers that one up. I watch with bated breath here as Walker gathers that. That wasn't a short kick, which is what he's instructed to do, but it's worked nonetheless. He's gone up the entire pitch and kicked it a boot. Could have gone better. But considering that was essentially from goalie to player, nearly went in the other goal, could have been a great highlight, that. He's already saved 4 shots. Well, in fairness, they've saved 4 as well. Now, how's he only saved 4 shots and been 5 on target? They don't always save the other one with telekinesis? Pundits. I'm going to give you the pundits one at half time. You can make the difference is what I'm going to go. Oh, Look at the green. I wish that was my bank balance. Well, that's even a thing in Britain. Our money isn't green. Romano, Masterson, straight to their defence. Good play there from Romano. He's offside. They've scored 2 offside goals. Oh, is that counting the shots on target? No, this counts as no. It doesn't. They don't count. I don't really need to see that. He was clearly off. I even saw that with my own 2 eyes. But Walker and Stanley and Walker are having a fight to be the worst winger. Stanley's just edging that particular one, so it will be Walker that makes way. Wow, I've generally never seen them both be so ineffective at the same time. There's been a booking. Highlight though, Clark was running to the that was a decisive tackle. Romano's got the ball. McFarlane's way offside if anything happens here, unless of course they give it to him. Osterfield though, gone back all the way back to boot for the second time. Oh, You know what I was saying about them giving it to him? Sometimes I think I'm psychic. This is not scripted. I would just like to potentially knock out any suspicions that I script these in any way, shape, or form, because not entirely certain what Boot thought McFarlane was, but clearly didn't see him coming. And I am coming off attacking because this wins the title. I don't want to lose that down, although we do have a free kick here, so if we make this 2, that's... I would say that's that, really. Clark, but we all know how Football Manager can go. It's actually a reasonably even game, considering he's offside. He isn't? He isn't offside. Okay. I love the fact that McFarlane's first instinct, well, he's offside this time. I don't know if they're just playing advantage because it keeps going back to them or not, but I'm pretty certain McFarlane is constantly offside here. But Nacelle gives it to Williams, who isn't, and that's a decent save. Might have been going off anyway. And I've not made any more changes. They're uninterested. That's not... I mean, you're 1-0 down. That's not what you want to see from your team. Prevent Clark getting sent off. I mean, I'd love to take Stanley off at this point, but I don't have the personnel. Actually, I think McFarlane, no. I thought he had this, like, marginal competency in one of the wings, but I'm not sure which one. Might be left. No, he doesn't have any. I'm getting him mixed up with someone. Yeah, just the 2 changes for this match, I think. That's the problem. It's a problem with the 5 substitutes things. You do have to kind of only have one player in most places. You can't have both wings, really, on the bench. And this, well, reasonably dull title winning game ends in a very dull way. Right, it's done this again. I'm pretty certain this is where the celebration stuff is meant to be. And it wasn't. Even the milestones were unremarkable. Well, that was a kind of anticlimactic way to win the title. Although, in fairness, it's a very fitting way to win the title, in the sense that it came from them slipping up. Almost quite literally. See, I want to say we got away with it because we were poor out there. We didn't really score for our own regard. Yes, it was one of our players who scored the goal, but really it wasn't us who made the chance, obviously. I'm just going to say, well done, lads. You've sealed the title. Because we have, and that's all that really matters. Elsewhere, convincing win for Havant and Waterlooville has actually overturned goal difference on the teams above them as well as places. So, good win from them. Harrogate, not doing so well. Woking have slipped right down there as well. Chelmsford and Leamington have been there the entire time. But I do want to have a look at past positions at this point of the teams that have slipped down there. Yeah, they were doing alright at one point, and then, never mind, this is a team that we have struggled to beat and knocked us out of the FA Trophy. Yeah, all of these teams had reasonable middles. I might be thinking slightly too much of Harrogate and Hartlepool. Torquay, that is atrocious. Like, some of these teams at the bottom, just casual reminder that they were top at the start of this season. Yeah, some of these teams at the bottom have not fared that well. This Havant and Waterlooville have had an absolute rollercoaster of a season. They dropped to 11th there and then went all the way back up to 2nd. And then all the way back down again to here. Some of these teams have had crazy slides. I've not really seen much like it. So, post-match stuff. Obviously, Notts County won it last year. Maybe we'll be joining them. I haven't actually looked at League 2 yet. Apparently, the 4-0 win away at Dover was the pivotal match. Opposed to, say, the 5-0 dismantling of Chesterfield. Clinched. Post-match. I'll do that in a minute. Initial budget of a mighty £45,000 per week and a transfer budget of £200,000. They are spoiling me. 5-1 pre-season odds. We weren't doing that. We actually narrowed that quite quickly with, I suspect, transfers that happened between that happening and now. But they're over the moon with everything. Thank you. Sorry, you're welcome. That's the way to do it. Ecstatic, of course they are. The goalkeeper has revealed his joy at clinching the National League and directed most of the praise to me. Thank you. Although, Ted Smith, a lot of praise does need to go to Edward James Smith, or Ted. All these players get some medal. You only need to play in one match for a medal. So, not that many players did I am noticing. I don't think Paddy McLaughlin's on this list. Oh, that's a little awkward. The guy I did a skip with earlier in the season. He's the team captain. He doesn't get a medal. I must have only played him in cups or on the bench and he never brought him on. Oops. No, actually, that's a lie. At least one match. I'm fairly certain Nami played league matches because Tid Smith was injured. I'm just going to have to root this one out. There's no Barrow match now. I need to sort this out. I've gone to the wrong place. I'm that flustered. Paddy McLaughlin. 8 substitutes. Do you have to start a match? So you made 8 substitute appearances. So I'm fairly certain I brought him on. I mean, there's some bigger surprises in Nami because I'm fairly certain he started 3 games. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and count the 20 medals because I'm thinking that's accurate. I mean, Sean Newton started 2 games and he's got a medal. So is it because they're not necessarily my squad? It might be because they're not necessarily my squad right now. Because some of them are available for the under-18s. I think that's probably what's happened. Anyway, excuse me. We had some luck go our way at crucial moments. Not in matches. Not in our matches we didn't. To say we're lucky is unfair to everyone who works so hard from this. I'm going to say that one. Magnificent achievement. This is the only time I ever do go passionate in press conferences. No, there's never an issue. I remained focused and professional, apart from December. If you continue doing the right things, I don't see why not. Absolutely, that's the plan. I think it definitely helped in terms of points. 1 point was your strong run of form in August. Yeah, the unbeaten bit definitely helped. Stupid question, really. Just look at the stats. How much of an impact did your team talk have in getting a result and secure the title? Just light the fuse and off they go. Apart from December. Won't get ahead of ourselves for sure. I'm an ambitious manager. Of course I am. The idea is to get to the top of the Premier League and all this. Tommy was absolutely outstanding today. I do love block. Someone always has to come in with some, certainly say, I'm not seeing anything. Dipper form. Who cares? He's putting in building blocks. Lot of safe stability. There's like a month to go. Why would I recall him anyway? I don't want to let up now. It's no time to get complacent. I just switch to assertive, but these all make sense assertively anyway. We are. That's all wrapped up. See what other news there is. These are the 4 teams still in the FA Trophy. Chesham. Oh, they've got to the north though. But still. But we won't be competing that next year. Wondering if there's any more news immediately. We'll do sort of a more roundup, obviously, of how the season's gone player-wise. Once we get to the actual end of it. Should have had the title wrapped up weeks ago. Sorry, I'm just seeing this at the bottom. Can't believe it's taken this long. Can't please everybody, can you? There's 6 matches to go. 5 matches to go. Hang on. Should have wrapped it up weeks ago. We've won 4 in a row. How much earlier were you expecting us to win that? After this draw at Torquay, there was no mathematical way to win it any earlier. Internet. Of course, my previous namesake who I took over from is now manager of Eastleigh by the looks of things. And my old club York have been impressive of late and appears that's down to me. And he says, just a lot of credit. Thank you, namesake Steve. And we now have a few more staff capabilities, apparently, which is good. I would say thank you to Steve. We've not had... Actually, that's a good point. We've not had this come through yet. It doesn't seem to come through till April for us. I don't know if it's a Vanarama thing or it's a York thing, but these haven't come through yet. So that'll be something we'll talk about next time, of course. And, well, we are starting losing money, but I think that's because we're not in sort of big match times at this stage. And there's obviously been a few contracts that have pushed our wage bill up a smidge. We still have got a solid £15,000 under our wage budget. And, of course, I can boost this a little bit more with friendlies in this summer. But we're sort of around the same mark as we were when we started the season, which is pretty good financially. And they are expecting us to be 1.74 million in the good at the end of the season. I don't know if we're getting something out of this. I don't know if they're expecting something to happen for us to get some money at the end of this season, because that's a weird projection considering the downwards line right now. Curious. But yeah, £200,000, 45,000. That was about 40,000 to start with this year. There's not a massive bump on wage budget, but it is comparatively a big bump in transfer budget. I don't necessarily think that's comparable to League 2 things. I will have a quick look now at seeing how League 2 is going. So Cambridge and Cheltenham are threatened. Bromley, who went up, are threatened. Looks like Notts County is safe. So we will rejoin them in the league. And Salford are still there. Of course, teams that we've faced in cups so far when we weren't in the same division as them. Just want to have a quick nosy see who's in threat in League 1, by the way, to see who's coming down potentially. Coventry seems a bold shout from Football Manager. Wimbledon and Mansfield and Swindon. These look like, I think Wimbledon and Mansfield have come up, if I'm right. Lincoln knocking on the door. I mean, the teams that got relegated are very, very interesting shouts from Football Manager last season. QPR, Swansea and Blackburn all went down last year. That seems unlikely, but it happened. It looks like Swindon and Coventry pretty much. They're 6 points out of the way, but a lot of these teams at the bottom end are very close to being. Bolton didn't get relegated. Hang on. Bolton survived relegation. This is not relevant to what's going on right now, but I want to know what. 12 points deducted from Bolton, they still survived. Not even because they lost a team. By the way, Lincoln were third and they missed out. Flipping Lincoln. Typical, really. I'm from Lincoln. That's why I'm interested in that. But I don't know Wimbledon there before. I think Wickham are currently top, so they got relegated. Is complete opposite. There we are. 1-0. The dullest of title-winning games, really. But it's happened. We've done it. And it's going to be league played when I return after Christmas. Well, I say when I return after Christmas. There will be an episode on Friday, hopefully. And that will sort of wrap up the rest of this season, go through the stats for the team, go through that youth intake, which hasn't happened yet. It's really late for us compared to usual. I'm so used to being in March at some point that I almost completely forgot about it until now. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for this journey. I can't believe we've got to the Football League in 2 seasons. It's way ahead of schedule, but I suspect that's going to make the challenge all the more harder now we're there. I really don't want to drop back down. I just want to survive at this point. Just want to survive League 2 and then we can build from there. Because dropping down to the Valorant was the worst thing possible. The one guaranteed promotion spot is the most awkward thing to get out of. So I'm very happy if we're going to speed through a couple of leagues that it has been these 2. Challenge really going to kick off now. This is what I was actually meant to look at, was the salary per annum. The bottom team's just over $1 million. Really, Macclesfield excluded. Bottom team's just over $1 million. This was the reason why I went for that. We are currently... Actually, we're currently comparable to the bottom end of League 2. So maybe it won't be quite as much as a struggle as I thought. But, fingers crossed, we do have League 1 rated players. I guess we'll all find out when that season kicks off. But wrap-up video to come next. Until then, ta-ra. And Merry Christmas once again.